Hey guys, Honorary Boomer here. We're going to try something a little bit different for this Kansas video. This was the first time that we were able to get VIP passes. It was really cool, very special event. And as things turned out, it was actually the closest finish in NASCAR history. So that was really cool to witness. And I'm going to walk you through kind of step by step here, um, just giving you some background information. Let me know if you like this in the comments below, and maybe we'll do this on our future videos. I know I've got Talladega to get out to you yet, so something to consider. All right, here we go. So we're leaving out of South Dakota. It's not too bad, about a 5-hour drive. This is my friend who happened to be in Omaha, so we stopped to say hi to him. Here we are grabbing our credentials, VIP Cup passes. And they had this parked in the parking lot. I'm not sure if they were thinking maybe they'd need the 2024 Camry in case they couldn't get their hands on the 2025, but they did end up using a 2025. So it was cool to see all the haulers parked out here. We did get there Friday, late morning, early afternoon, so the haulers weren't quite into the track yet. So they're parked out kind of on the north end of the track here. So on our way to the camping spot, and we've been camping now there for 2 years. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you too. But it's cool to see that every track has a little bit different trucks too. So these are the merch haulers. They weren't quite set up yet on Friday, so just seeing the different booths getting put together. That was a really cool deal that Brad K kind of cut the top off of his car. We'll talk more about the Federal Bureau of Prisons in a little bit here, but I had never actually seen, what we're about to see here is this youth series. Let me know if you guys have heard of that before. I've definitely heard about it, but I've never watched a race. It's not super exciting, but definitely something to check out at least once. So I got some footage here of kind of the end of the race, and a lot of cautions, as you can probably imagine. Cut out one caution there, so they're going green here with 2 laps to go. But it's definitely a fun way to get the kids into NASCAR racing, and so they do it right here in the parking lot. It's really close to the speedway, so if you're camping, definitely ride the tram in. Last year they had the 75 logo to take pictures with. Now it's just that arrow with whatever track they're at that week, so cool deal. I actually got this video flip-flopped around here a little bit, so excuse me. This is tomorrow morning. So we're walking you through the setup here a little bit. And different tracks have different policies, but we have, luckily at Kansas, they really let you bring just about anything that's not glass in. Definitely check the website for an updated policy, but we were able to take in all kinds of snacks and drinks and alcohol, and so really glad for that, especially after Iowa this year. It's something that you just kind of get used to. But second year camping, we've definitely got things figured out. We got our flag to figure out where we're camping at, and we tried Joe's barbecue. It wasn't our favorite KC barbecue, but it was okay. And caught a Royals game that night. There was no race Friday night, so we were able to go see the Royals play, and they did not disappoint. This was our first MLB game, and we of course cheering for the home team, go Royals, and just a real great game. They gave us those t-shirts that you saw earlier. Right as we walked in, they were just handing those out, so that was really cool. We switched into those, and saw a couple of home runs throughout the night, and the Royals did end up bringing home the victory, so that was a pretty cool deal. They got those fireworks in the background there, and on the other side of that crown is the interstate, so we actually stayed in KC for a week. You'll see upcoming a video about me driving a NASCAR, and that was really cool. But we stayed there for a week in order to do that, And we passed by the K several times on the interstate there. But here's a cool picture I got of the South Dakota flag and the U.S. flag there in the background. Here was our breakfast. You know, gotta have your own breakfast there. Save some money by not going out. Kansas Highway Patrol always has a cool stand, and that truck in the background, they let you sit in that, and gives you a perspective of an 18-wheeler. So definitely give those guys some space. They got a big blind spot. Busch Light had their trailer set up, and so it was cool to see those folks with Ross Chastain. This is an interesting work opportunity if you're considering being a prison guard. Definitely take a look at this. I talked with those guys for a good bit, and I mentioned that I would shout them out here. So this is the experience, the NASCAR experience. And if you haven't been over there, if you haven't been to a NASCAR race, I highly recommend it. But the experience is an interesting area where you can kind of go and they have entertainment all day, different questions and whatnot. My dad told them that it was my birthday, and so they were pretty stunned when they asked for some advice. And my advice was, and still is to you guys, to be NASCAR Fan Rewards members, because that's how I got this VIP pass, and I'm eternally grateful. It's really cool that NASCAR offers that, and you guys should certainly take advantage of it. Adam here is the guy in the Jeff Gordon jacket, and he's talking about fantasy, NASCAR fantasy, so definitely consider that. Also, you'll earn points for playing NASCAR fantasy. So here's a wall of gratitude for the season ticket holders. So that was cool to see our name on there, and got a picture with the new logo. A lot of NASCAR owned tracks are getting a new logo, and it definitely looks cool. So there's the pedestrian tunnel, and then the event car. They paint that every year to look different, get photos with. This is where your VIP access takes you. Lane Riggs is my guy, and Rajah Caruth is Dad's. So we got a picture with the trailer there, and then I don't know a whole lot of other tracks to do this. I guess I haven't been inside a lot of other tracks on the infield, but Kansas Speedway puts that into their seats, and it's really cool. So we got these wristbands to go meet all the truck drivers later. Carson Hocevar actually came out into the fan zone for his car inspection, and was meeting with fans that didn't have VIP passes. So it was really cool that he does that. Not a lot of, I didn't see any other driver do that all weekend. So here we are checking out the different Cup cars. They're going to be practicing later, going through inspection. You can see there a bag of ice. They do that when there's a problem with the lasers. If the lasers see that one part of the car is higher or lower, it might have just been hot. And so if they throw a little ice on that spot, they'll run it back through the machine and hopefully pass inspection next time. It is that sensitive. So here we are at Michael McDowell's hauler. Very cool. We found Bob Pockrass just walking around. Cool to see his tweets and then to see him in person. This is the first time I had seen a 2025 Camry. I don't like him as much, but maybe I'm biased driving a 2022. So who'd have thunk it that those cameras would become so incredibly useful later this weekend? This is Eric Esep. He's really cool, and also a NASCAR YouTuber. Definitely check him out and check out the Daily Downforce. He was able to sign my car there, and this is a pit stop during an ARCA race. And if you didn't know, they are non-competitive pit stops, so you can't gain position on pit road in ARCA. So that kind of allows you to have a team that can just get it done. You don't have to worry about the speed of changing tires and whatnot. So this guy is definitely not worried about his tires after winning the race. He's going to burn it down. So here's Kyle Busch's car going back for inspection, and I sped it up a little bit here, but I'm going to talk to his crew chief of the number 8 car, Randall Brunette. And great guy, signed my bag there, and we had a little conversation about the 8 car. Here's Rajah Caruth with Dad. That was cool to be able to get his autograph and talk with him a little bit. And then now it's Cup practice time. So they got some time to do some laps, and then in this case, RCR is going to park their cars, and they're going to take a look at the data see what they learned and see if they can change anything before they go out there for qualifying. Fox Sports, of course, maybe wants to get an interview or two. And I know they did talk to Ross Chastain, who's right next door. So really cool having this kind of access, like I say, with the VIP access. Cup gets you in there both days, but if you had just the truck access, you'd be down here for qualifying too. Kyle Busch comes in third, and that'll move him on to the second round of qualifying. And here comes Kyle Busch again. And here's Austin Hill. He was actually running in the 33 RCR's third entry this weekend. And he's talking with his teammate there. We got Daniel Suarez kind of looking over the data, seeing what they can change before qualifying. And Ross Chastain was doing the same there. So Michael McDowell here. We're going to get a chance to get our car autographed. This was a throwback to the Folgers car. Freight Auctions, who, if you didn't see my Atlanta video, definitely check that one out. But pretty cool throwback and a great guy. Got a chance to talk to Ross Chastain here, who is my girlfriend's favorite driver. And so we got a picture, and he signed a hero card for her. So that was very cool. Here's Brad Keselowski. And all three of the cars that we wanted to get signed got signed that weekend. So really cool. We also ran into a handful of cards that were able to get signed. So all great people. So Kyle Busch could use an attitude adjustment, but what's new there? Not a bad seat in the house. Honestly, I had access to pit road right now if we wanted to be down on pit road during the race, but it was just a better view from up here, and so we enjoyed watching the race from up here. And I think if you do have VIP access, maybe the beginning and the end of the race is when you want to be down there. But if you do as much walking as we did, it'll sure get tiring quick. Just make sure you take your walking shoes. But Corey Heim burning it down. Took home the win at Kansas. The Heart of America 200 was the name of that race. That's pretty cool. Anybody remember that when Chevy used to be the heartbeat of America? That was one of their marketing lines. So, and here we are on Sunday Cup Day. They have that in the experience zone there. Stop by the Toyota booth. These guys, this guy here, we actually ran into yesterday at the fan zone, and his son is a Kyle Larson fan, and my dad is a Kyle Larson fan, and I'm a Kyle Busch fan, so it was just kind of a cool pairing. This guy collects hat pins too, and so we got a picture together, had a good conversation for a bit. This is Rocco. He walked us around the garage and explained a few things there, so that was really cool. We were able to check out the different cars getting rolled off. This guy's got a hammer on the hood. Sure thing. Some of the cars that were ready to rock right away in the morning got hauled off, like I say, pretty early there. And Kyle Larson was one of them. We stopped by his hauler here. And some of the cars that needed to be tweaked, they were still out here for a little while, getting worked on, tuned up. Here's Ty Gibbs. He was walking from the monster trailer, which was back there a little ways, and his hauler was towards the front. So here's Richard Childress. Got a picture with him. He signed that card for me. Great guy. Didn't have much of a conversation, but that's okay. Austin Dillon, his grandson, got a picture with him. And then Tyler Reddick was walking out of his pit stall. Got a picture there, so that looked cool. And stopped by Kyle Busch's pit stall, got a picture there, and with the car. They put the rain cover on because the rain was coming. So here's Dad with Larson's car, and Denny walking through the rain on his way to the driver meeting, talking with a fan. Riley Herbst was there, I figure probably just for Monster, because they weren't driving that weekend, Xfinity. Noah Gragson, great guy. And Michael McDowell, awesome guy. I'm actually a big Michael McDowell fan now. And going forward, he actually made this card out to my girlfriend's niece, who's just getting into NASCAR. Picture with Austin Hill here. And this guy and I waited for Kyle Busch all day in the rain. Never did find him. Couldn't. That was just impossible. We did find Eric Estep though, and it sure helps how tall he is. You can find him pretty quick. And we had a good conversation. If you haven't checked out Eric's channel, definitely give that a look up. Michael Waltrip on his way to do the grid walk. And Dad and I headed back to the tent. We're not sure how long this rain delay will be. They talked about several hours, and that kind of had us concerned, but it wasn't several hours. It was about 45 minutes after we got back to the tent. So we were able to come back down. We missed driver intros, but that's okay. We were able to get everything lined up before they went green. So we got a couple of videos that we'll share with you here of these guys. This is Samantha Busch, and she's always styling and profiling. Kyle's wife headed up into the pit box there. And Tyler Reddick just had to use the bathroom quick before we go green. Zane Smith, same deal. And they're off and running. This is really an interesting perspective to have being down here in the pits when they're going green. But like I say, it's almost not as great of a view because you can't see anything unless you're looking at the screen. And if you're looking at the screen, just stay home. We got a chance to see some of these guys up close. The Buffaloes, as they call them, the Dryers. And they were from all over the place. We had a Chicagoland one there, Iowa, of course, and then the ones that belong to Kansas. Ross Chastain put up a good fight for the first few laps of this race. I turn this up here so you can. Being this close for the pit stops was really cool. I feel like I was able to get a really good view the third time. So keep that in mind here. We'll see Kyle Busch pit too. I'll turn that back down here. Yeah. Here comes Kyle Busch. A lot of folks all trying to get a picture in there. Austin Hill in the 33. And then that's when I moved down here to the Michael McDowell stop. And you can see that people write on the walls there, Jenny Hamlin. You can write just about anything. And as long as you have that pre-race pass. So definitely consider that if you're headed out to the racetrack. These guys rehearse this week in and week out, saving seconds to get off pit road and hopefully making up some spots in the process. Now these guys, they take a sample of different areas on the tire there and then kind of analyze that and give that data back to the team to make some adjustments. Here's Jamie Little with Fox Sports. That was really cool to see her out there. All these people that you see week to week, but, just seeing them in person right there on the grid. I sped that one up, but it was cool seeing the pace car come back in. So you can kind of have all kinds of different perspectives. I wanted to get a few shots here for you. Now I'm going through the tunnel. You can kind of hear them in my original video going over top of you. Just crazy to think that these guys are hauling well over 100 miles an hour right above you. Like I said, different perspectives. This is just outside of the pedestrian tunnel. And then we're over here in the new pickleball court area at Kansas Speedway. Here's the Kyle and Kyle show, and the Kyle and Kyle show again. And our buddies that are also Kyle and Kyle are just up and to the left. We couldn't believe it. We saw them, and of course with Kyle and Kyle running side by side there, it was cool to kind of connect with them a little bit. And wish each other luck, I guess. Like I said, his dad was a Kyle Busch fan, and I'm a Kyle Busch fan, and my dad's a Kyle Larson fan, and his son's a Kyle Larson fan. So it was really cool meeting those guys. You never know who you're going to meet at these races, and sometimes you make friendships that last a lifetime. And so, especially when you wear a hat as unique as mine, people seem to remember you. So I've met people at Charlotte that I met again at Kansas, and so that was pretty cool. Here's Joey Logano trying so desperately to not call for a tow truck, but alas, he will end up getting a tow. And so, try as he may, he's not going to get it unstuck. As you can see, Kansas lets you bring just about anything in as long as it's not glass, which is pretty cool. Michael McDowell sustained a little bit of damage, but it didn't hurt him too bad. Harrison Burton wasn't able to recover from that wreck there in 192. I think that was the same wreck. So, there we go. Kyle Busch coming off the pit road. Rejoin the pack. And we're going green again. If you haven't been to a NASCAR race in person, I highly recommend it. But when we restart like that, you'll notice that everybody's waving either a hat or a bandana, whatever you got. You wave it around in a circle, and that's just kind of a tradition we have. So there's the front row cars. And around is Austin Dillon in the 3 RCR car. And looks like one of the Legacy Motor Club cars too. So we got everybody turned back around and headed out on the restart here. And this is the last couple of laps. And Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson there have a little bit of history. It was nice that Denny got up. He knew that he had lesser tires and made room for the 5 car. And at the time of this recording, Chris Buescher still does not have a win on the year. And so he's really looking back at Kansas at this point, I'm sure. But Kyle Larson with a few wins on the year already. Still looking for victory. It's crazy how fast he can eat through that lead. You know, it's just, you watch him almost feel like there's a supercharger under there just boosting away or something, but he's not going down without a fight. And when they make contact here twice, I figured that whoever was in third was going to leapfrog him, but they didn't. Here's what they were playing. We weren't even sure who the winner was. Years of racing, and tonight in Kansas City, Kansas, closest in history.
Unbelievable race. Crazy day. Crazy.
Woo! So yeah, it was definitely a crazy day, and we hoisted the winner's flag high, and here's the official picture. 20,000 steps on the day. So definitely making it a great day the next day, packing up and heading back to South Dakota. Apologized over the radio for not winning, and the crew was able to correct him. It was really a crazy deal for Dad to listen to on the radio, and we talked about it later and whatnot. Really cool to witness history, and thank you guys